Hey guys, this is Tempest Sage. Today I'll be doing part 4 to What If Naruto was Shisui's brother. Where we left off, Shisui and Naruto went off to get Tsunade. They retrieved her and they were getting back from their mission retrieving Tsunade. Let's get right into it. Shisui, Naruto, and Tsunade we're about to see the gates. They were having a nice civil conversation and asking how they're so strong. And Naruto responds by hard work. Tsunade asks what's his dream, and Naruto says, I want to become Hokage. Tsunade is a little sad on the inside knowing that Uchihas, most Uchihas wouldn't be that Naruto doesn't have a good chance of becoming a Hokage because he's an Uchiha. So they walk through the gates and they greet everyone. They hear that Sasuke left. Sasuke left looking for them, and because Itachi attacked Naruto looked at Shisui, and Shisui was sad that he couldn't protect his best friend's little brother. And they asked, where is he now? And people said, Sakura said she doesn't know. He left a while ago. He was about to go fight his brother. And Shisui was immediately left, going to find Sasuke. So he left the village again, and Naruto tagged along because he's the only one who can keep up with Shisui. And Naruto was talking to Shisui, and he asked, should we tell him about what really happened? Shisui nodded, turned his head and said no. And Naruto's, why not? I made a promise to Itachi. Naruto said if we told him he would come back. Yes, but I'm not going to break a promise. And Naruto said, okay, but we have to get him back. And Shisui noticed some hints of Sasuke being here, so they ran even faster using body flicker. And eventually, and then like an hour or two later, they saw four people having a jar, and then they assumed that inside that jar would be Sasuke. Shisui comforted those four people, the Sound Four, said that to give him Sasuke, and they didn't respond and just kept going. And then one of their teammates, you know which one, the fat one, which I don't even know his name because he was unimportant. He died. And then he came back for one episode again. So Shisui fought with their weakest one, because I remember they saying he was the weakest. Shisui didn't even spare a second, used his Mangekyou Sharingan and told him to just not fight him. Shisui and Naruto just kept going, and then another member of the Sound Four kept behind, and that was the archer dude. I should really search up their names. I'll do that next. I'll do that when I do another one of these. So Shisui just blitzes that guy, cuts his head off before he can even do anything, and Naruto told Shisui to let him help. Shisui said, okay, then you take the one on the right, I'll take the one on the left. And then, so they did. They put down Sasuke and they just started, and the last members of the Sound 4 attacked. And Naruto was having a bit trouble on his side, and it was Sukon and Yukon he was having trouble with. Every time he tried to cut him, he just, moved out of the way. So Naruto decided he would use a massive fireball to hit him. If he can't cut him, he'll just burn him. And so Naruto did the hand for a big fireball, great fireball jutsu, and then hit him. It did a direct hit, burning him. And Sokka and Yukon tried to find water because they were on fire, but they decided just to use water straw and then instant water, and that helped. And then right before they almost regained their senses, Naruto cut off their heads. Shisui didn't have much trouble, just put her in a genjutsu. She thought that her genjutsu style was working, but it wasn't. Then Kimimaru appeared, and Shisui was like, "Oh, come on, we just beat these 4, and now we have to deal with another one." So Shisui tried to distract him and told Naruto to go get it, but Kimimaru wasn't going to fall for that distraction, so he just kept going forward. Shisui just cursed him and just kept went after him. Naruto said, "Careful, it's a trap." And then Shisui then Kimimaru threw some kunai, and then poof. And then poof, Shisui, the real Shisui, was already in front of Kimimaru. And then punched Kimimaru in the face. Tried to slice off Kimimaru's head, but then the blade had just ding, hit like it hit metal. And then he saw bone under the skin, and decided that he would just take the canister. So he got it and told Naruto to hold him off as long as he could. Naruto did this, and it wasn't that hard for him. He was too fast for Kimimaru to handle. And right before Naruto and Kimimaru were to land a single blow, Kimimaru just died. And Orochimaru was watching all this. Kabuto was with him, and he was about to jump in, and Kabuto and Orochimaru were about to jump in, but then they noticed that it was Shisui, and that he could put a Sendo Genjutsu making them retreat, and so it would be better if we sneaked attack. Then Sasuke got out the canister and just started fighting Shisui. But Shisui's not gonna make it that easy. He grabs Sasuke by the neck, and then just he chokes him out, and Sasuke falls unconscious. And then then you just hear a bunch of snakes slithering, and Shisui was wondering what was going on. And then Orochimaru came, and Shisui just got ready to attack Orochimaru, and he wasn't paying attention to his surroundings. And then Kabuto and Naruto saw what was going on and said, "Shisui, careful." And Shisui just got an alert, and it was too late. He almost got away. One more second and he would have been gone. And then he saw Kabuto about to stab him, and then he got away, but then Orochimaru took out his eye, and then he took the other eye, and then Kabuto stabbed him. And Orochimaru was about to get away. Then Naruto thought he did the only thing he could. Naruto went up to Orochimaru and took his brother's eyes. Naruto, 3 Tomoe Sharingan, evolved to the Mangekyo Sharingan. He got his brother's eyes and just ran, knowing that he couldn't stop. he couldn't start up Orochimaru. Even if he was powerful enough to kill him, he would just come back, as he usually would do. Naruto ran, but not before he put up a fight with his new Mangekyo throwing abilities. He controlled Kabuto, but this didn't last. He tried to control Kabuto and Orochimaru by force using his right eye ability, which would be to control people forcefully. Unlike his brothers, what it would be subtly, he controlled them forcefully. And this wouldn't last. Naruto didn't have enough practice, and he just got his new Mangekyo Sharingan ability. And Orochimaru and Kabuto both escaped his right eye. Again, his right eye's forceful genjutsu. And then he tried using his left eye, which he didn't know what it was yet, but had no choice but to retreat. And so Naruto left there, and Orochimaru decided that he would not follow. He already had what he wanted. Naruto still had the curse mark, and that was hindering him. He was putting some chakra into the seal that sealed the curse mark. So that was hindering him in chakra, because he doesn't have as much as he does in canon. But he still has a lot more but he still has more than Sasuke and Shisui. Naruto finally made it back to Konoha. He landed in front of the gates. He was cut up, bruised a little, and he just passed out from blood loss and from what he just saw, and using his Mangekyo Sharingan ability for the first time. And that would take its toll on a regular person. 3 days later, Naruto wakes up in the bed of the hospital. There he sees some of his friends, like the Shikamaru, Choji, Sakura, Hinata, Haku. Naruto asks how long it's been. They say it's been 3 days. He immediately gets out of bed, and then his right side hurts a lot. He remembers getting kicked real hard in his right side of his rib cage. Lady Tsunade was also there, saying you should rest. You had a lot of broken bones and had some major exhaustion. Naruto remembered, what about he asked, what about my brother's eyes? Lady Tsunade tells him that they're in a safe place. Naruto asked if those eyes could be put into his own. Lady Tsunade is weird, but sure. She asked why. Naruto didn't respond, just said please. And Lady Tsunade said she would do it tomorrow. Naruto looked at Hinata. She was the most worried out of all of them, and said, "Don't worry, Naruto. I'm okay." She hugged him, and then she realized what she did, and she was blushing and almost fainted. And then he said, "Ugh, Hinata, you're hugging me a little too tight. It hurts." And then she stops her hug and blushes and almost faints. The next day, and Naruto was getting ready. Tsunade got the eyes and was about to implant them inside in Naruto's eye sockets. So Naruto was out for this, and later Naruto got his eyes, put them in a jar, and then got Sisui's eyes and put them inside Naruto's. 30 minutes later, Naruto woke up, and Lady Tsunade said, "Naruto, no, don't open your eyes." So he did that for like 5 hours. It's already like 6. They did this early in the morning. It's already 6 p.m. Then Naruto takes off the bandages and activates his internal Mangekyo Sharingan, and then he activates his internal Mangekyo Sharingan, and he thinks that his pattern is beautiful, and that later he would practice and go kill the person who killed his brother, Orochimaru. And he was gonna take revenge on Sasuke as well, because Sasuke was the main reason for Shisui's death. And so for the next Naruto left the hospital in 3 days after he got his brother's eye implanted. He finally got discharged from the hospital, so he went to the Uchiha compound, which was now where Haku was living with them. And Naruto asked if she could help him figure out his new abilities. She asked what new abilities, and then he shows her his internal Mangekyo Sharingan, and Haku thinks that his eyes look pretty. It's a nice pattern. I'll show it. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe later. So, and when Naruto's practicing, he knows what his right eye does, and that's forcefully manipulate someone using his own willpower. And if the opponent willpower is stronger than his, it will work. So he has a good understanding about that one. But the one he doesn't have a good understanding is his left eye ability. He doesn't know what it is. And then Haku was using her ice ability, and then Naruto tried doing something with his left eye, and then ice appeared. He asked Haku, "Did you do that?" And she said no. Naruto tried again, and then ice appeared. So they figured out what his left eye ability was. It was a ice release. That's what they've seen so far. Then Naruto tried doing something different, and then mist appeared, and then fog. And then Naruto assumed that he could control every form of water. He could control ice, liquid water, and gas. Liquid gas. Naruto figured that out. For the next couple weeks, he trained with Haku, and for the next couple of years, like 3 years, he finally mastered all his internal Mangekyo Sharingan abilities. He trained up his willpower, because if his willpower was super strong, his right eye ability would be super strong as well. So these 3 years he spent learning everything he could. He got better at he got a lot better using his sword, body flicker technique. Now he's even better than his brother. He noticed that his ice can't be melted. It can't be broken. It stays like that until Amaterasu can burn it and melt it and make it go away. The ice will stay there for a certain amount of time, as long as he wants it to. It's on a timer, so let's say Naruto wants the ice there for an hour. That would take up Little Chopper, but it would disappear in an hour. Let's say he wanted it to be there for 10 days. That would take more Chakra, but it would be there for 10 days. It's like that. So 3 years has passed. Naruto has become quite a handsome young man. Haku and Naruto has gotten close. Hinata has also tried getting close to Naruto. And Naruto asked Lady Tsunade if he could go find, I'm doing air quotes, find Sasuke, which he did want to find Sasuke, but it wasn't to bring him back. It was to beat up. He also wanted to find Itachi and tell him about what happened, just in case he didn't know. He wasn't gonna let Sasuke kill Itachi. Itachi was Naruto's last brother. So Naruto went and asked Lady Tsunade if he could go find Sasuke. Lady Tsunade thought it was just to get him back, knowing that he's one of the last Uchiha. So Lady Tsunade, with careful consideration, said, "Yes, but you will take a team." And he asked what that team would be, and it was Yamato, Haku, and Sakura, and Haku and himself. They asked why Sakura. Lady Tsunade said she's a pupil of mine, and it would be good to for, she's my pupil, and it would be good to have a medical ninja, and a good one. And before he could set out, a hawk came in saying that the Akatsuki is attacking the Sand Village. So Naruto says Samori rushes in and says that she needs help getting back to her village, and that's where I will leave this off. No, let's go for a little bit longer, because why not? I'm here now. So Naruto gets Team Yamato, but actually for right now it was Kakashi. It was Kakashi, Temari, Haku, Sakura. So we go by foot. It takes them a while to get there. By the time they get there, they find Kankuro and is in need of medical attention. They're in need of medical attention. Kankuro's in need of medical attention. They already took Gaara. Naruto would have got there a lot faster if his team wasn't slowing him down. Haku wasn't slowing him down. Haku was pretty fast, not as fast as Naruto, but pretty fast. So Kakashi, Sakura, and Temari were the ones holding him back. So by the time they got there, Kankuro was in need of medical attention. Sakura healed him up. He said where they were going and what direction, and all about that. Kakashi still got attacked because the old lady thought that he was the White Fang, but they cleared that up. And they were about to go. They were about to go off to find Gaara, because he's the Kage, and he's also the one-tailed Jinchuriki. He was to go. Naruto and his team was about to go and rescue Gaara, and that's where we're gonna leave it off. This was Tempest Sage signing off.